kids, we are so excited to have you back. We are back with our sixth commandment this week, and it is going to be awesome. We've been talking about putting God first, worshiping Him only. We've also been talking about the power of God, the power that His name holds. We've been reminded to take a little rest every now and then, and to also obey our parents. This week, we're talking about harming no one. So let's recap our story. We are in the book of Exodus, and we are talking about a guy named Moses. Now, the Israelites were in captivity for over 400 years, and God sent an amazing leader named Moses to free his slaves. And once they were freed, they were able to go to the promised land. And on their way to the promised land, God met Moses on Mount Sinai and gave him the 10 commandments. Now, yes, these 10 commandments are laws and they are rules, which are amazing. They're guidelines for us. But we don't want to just memorize these. We want to put them in our hearts. We want to take these and really say, God, I want to honor you in these things. I want to honor you. I don't want to just memorize them and do everything step by step, even though these are rules that we should live by. We really want to grasp it in our hearts so that we become more like Him every single day. So let's take a look in Exodus and what it has to say about harming no one. It says in Exodus 20:13, you must not murder. Now this week commandments instructs us not to harm anybody. God wants to remind us to love one another and be kind to one another always. Now, the cool thing about this commandment is that it kind of is where God is reminding us that each of us is His masterpiece. He created us amazing. Now, have any of you out there ever created a masterpiece? Have you ever created anything amazing? Maybe it was a work of art. Maybe it was a toolbox. Maybe it was a birdhouse. Maybe it was a science project. Have any of you ever done one of those? Right? And you worked really hard. You took a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of energy. Well, I brought a masterpiece with me today. Now, if we look at this masterpiece, it has so much detail. I bet the person who worked on this masterpiece, he must have taken, or she must have taken, maybe weeks, maybe months. I don't know, but it's crazy to see all the different lines, all the different shades, all the different strokes that go into a masterpiece. Now, say that this person probably took, maybe a couple weeks, maybe months. Well, how would you feel if something that you created got destroyed? You'd feel pretty sad, right? Well, let's take a look at Psalm and just see what it says about how God created us. For you were created in my inmost being, and you knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know that full well. You see, God created us to be a masterpiece, and He wants to remind us to harm nobody. We must continue to honor others and be kind to them instead of destroying what He created. Now, how would you feel if this was your masterpiece and, I don't know, I just maybe took some paint and I was like, you know what, it doesn't look that good. I think you need to fix it up a little bit. What? You'd be like, are you kidding me? I just worked months and days and years and hours, and I just came and I destroyed what you made. You'd probably be pretty disappointed. You know, that reminds me of how God must feel when we harm other things, other people that He created. He probably feels pretty sad if we harm somebody, whether it's physically or even with our words. God wants us to be kind and loving because He made each one of you and me a masterpiece, and He loves everything and everyone that He's created. So talk with mom and dad. Maybe there was a time where you harmed a friend, maybe a brother or sister. Maybe you hurt them with your words. Maybe you hurt them physically. Maybe talk to mom and dad about how you can ask that person for forgiveness. Think of some ideas. Maybe think of some ways to honor other people? What could you do for them to show them that they are God's masterpiece? Now, just a reminder, at the end of this video, there's going to be 5 questions. So make sure to fill out your sheet of paper with your 5 answers and bring it back to GoPort. Now, once you do that, you will receive an amazing medallion. It's going to be awesome. So don't forget it. Remember, if you get all 10 of the medallions, you get a prize. You're not going to want to miss it. We're excited to see you guys next week. Hopefully, you tune in. See ya.